Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So for this video I will show you how you can graph inequalities involving two variables by hand. So in the previous video I showed you the basic intuition of graphing inequalities with two variables. So basically it involves shading the functions. So in this example I give you y greater than 2x minus 3 and I want to graph the inequalities for this question. So the first thing you're going to do is to draw the function y equals 2x minus 3. So what does the function look like for 2x minus 3? So I know it's a linear function, the slope equals to 2, and the y-intercept equals to negative 3. So basically the line passed through y equals to negative 3, and the slope is equals to 2. Okay, so the second step, I'm going to determine if this line is represented by dashed line and solid line. So remember from previous video, if you see a less than sign or greater than sign, I use a dashed line to represent the line. So basically what I need to do is to change this one to dashed line. Okay, so this is a dashed line for inequalities y greater than 2x minus 3. So basically a dashed line represents the y is not equal to 2x minus 3 anymore. So the last step asks you to determine which regions of this function will be shaded. So we have the two parts, right? So we have regions below the function and regions above the function. So what do we mean by regions below the function? So this is a function, right? So below the function means that if I trace the function and I point this downwards, so this region will be my regions below the function. So if I have the arrow from the function and I point upwards, so in this region here will be regions above the function. So basically if you see y less than the function, the regions below the function will be shaded. Y greater than the function, regions above the function will be shaded. So for this case, which region will be shaded? So you see that we have the greater than sign here, so which means that the functions above, all the points above the function will be shaded. So which is this region right here. Now basically all the points above this region will be shaded, and if you do something like this, and you are correct for this question. Okay, so let's try a different question at this time. So we have the quadratic function here, y greater or equals to x minus 1 squared minus 2. So remember how we can draw the quadratic function? So this is the vertex form. So where's the vertex? So the vertex is at 1 and negative 2, right? So when x is positive 1, y is negative 2. So we have the vertex around this position, and I'm going to open the parabola upwards because the a value here, the leading coefficient, is equals to 1. So basically I just want to do upward shape parabola and it looks something like this. So this is a rough sketch for this equation. So next step, I want to determine if the function is represented in a dashed line or solid line. So in this case, we have greater or equal sign here. So which means that the line is represented by solid line, so I don't need to change anything for this step. So for last step, I need to determine which region of this function will be shaded. Is it shaded above from the function or below the function? Here we have greater or equal sign in this example, so which means that the regions above the function will be shaded. So all the points above this function will be shaded. So if I draw an arrow, it points upwards. So this region right here would be my points above the function. So basically this region here is bounded inside the parabola. So basically if you get something like this, and you're doing correct for this question.